Hello there, Scorpios. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Rebecca, for those of you who are brand new. So this is your bonus birthday read. It is 11/11 today while I'm recording this, and it is also, well, I live in Florida, and so we are undergoing a hurricane right now. Although it's not that bad, I just kind of found the whole thing to be kind of funny, especially since I was so drawn to do this reading first today. So let's go ahead and get right on into it. I'd like to say thank you all for the likes, the love, the subscribes. I genuinely appreciate it. It's truly humbling to be able to do this for you guys, and I love doing it, so thank you. So I'm going to pull an Eloquy card. Oh, you got two. I think we have what is seen. Oh, and if you hear chewing, my dog has an anxiety to storms in particular, so he has a nylabone that he's trying to destroy right now. So I think there's something on the surface here that everyone can see, but I think that there's something beneath the surface that not everyone can see. So what people can see is she who begins, primavera, launch, actualize, and potential. Lots of butterflies. And then we have she who emerges, Kamala, enlightenment, mindfulness, and rise up. So I feel like what I'm getting off of both of these cards together is that there is a beginning rising up that maybe you're not completely aware of. So while I'm looking those up, that is the wrong book. While I'm looking those up, I'd like to invite you all to the Facebook page. You are, I do free card pulls on the occasional Thursday. You can find the link for that in the description box below. And if you'd like to know more about me, how to get a personal reading, you can email me, or you can visit the website and catch up on my blogs and all of that great fun stuff. I know that K is between. Okay. Kamala, enlightenment, mindfulness, and rise up. Kamala, she who emerges, is the physical embodiment of the lotus. With her feet sunk firmly into the mud, she rises up clean and pure. From her hands, the lotus blossom tumbles back into the muck, where it will regenerate once again. Kamala's gaze is on the flower held aloft in her hands. In the lesson of mindfulness, we learn to give our complete focus to one thing at a time. Her enlightenment comes when Kamala realizes that, like the lotus in her hand, she too will eventually return to the womb of the earth. Living a thoughtful life takes full engagement of self. The message of this card is to become present. The future and the past are neither here nor there. Imagine yourself to be a sacred lotus rising from the mud. Know the value of your growth as you emerge into the person you are meant to be. Worrying about what is to come withers you. Regret over what has been diminishes you. Open to being born into this moment. Follow a deep breath into your body. Feel how the air permeates your being. Enlightenment comes as you become known to this present moment. Your questions. How do I feel right now? What is the value to me of being present? How can I cultivate more mindfulness? And then we will move to Primavera. Primavera, she who emerges, celebrates the birth of all things in nature. She welcomes the rising sun as the herald of each new day. Delicate vines echo the fine chain she wears as her crown. Rather than become part of the vines, she moves into the next moment. Everything she honors has a fresh start. The grapes will be transformed into wine. The butterflies will lay eggs for the next generation of caterpillars. All things in her purview launch something else, so Primavera rejoices in the potentials of all things beginning. This card urges you to get started. Whatever has been on your mind or in your heart, this is the moment to begin. Commit to the journey ahead by facing the dawn. You are being called forth to set the match to the fuse. It's time to light things up and take the next bold step. Spread your wings and put a smile on your face as you greet the next good thing coming into your life. Like Primavera, open yourself to beginnings. It's time to actualize your potential. Hey, stop it. Your questions. Sorry. What do I want to start? Am I doing everything I can to actualize my potential? What new beginnings are happening right now? Interesting energy. Okay. So there's a real sense here of being mindful to what is emerging. So let's get into the reading, shall we? Please show me the past. Please show me the past. Thank you. We have the Eight of Swords and the Knight of Cups. I heard trapped in an offer. This is also getting the runaround for some of you. Like there's I distinctly saw something going around and around. What is the present? What is the present? The moon. So there is that darkness. This is a lot of emotion. What is the challenge? What is the blockage? There's the Hierophant. So there's a real sense here of tradition. And again, that's the challenge. So what is the guidance? We have the Ace of Wands. So this is taking that beginning. I feel like there might be something a little off the beaten path here for you. What is the potential outcome? We have the Hanged Man. This is waiting on that perspective. At the bottom of the deck, we have, wanted to say the Sagittarius. We have the Temperance card. So the Temperance talks about alchemy. This is, you know, to kind of go along with a theme that has been kind of running in my life the last couple of days. This is, you know, taking potatoes, carrots, celery, some seasonings and making soup. There's a sense here of patience, but of almost, it's a sense of combining. So there's very much this combining energy. The Temperance card, and just the name itself, Temperance, means patience and time. And so it's kind of like bringing me to lasagna, how lasagna, when it's made fresh, is wonderful, but it's always best like the second or third day that you have it. So it's very much like this aspect of baking, right? All right, so let's get into this. Let's look at the Eight of Swords and the Knight of Cups. So for some of you, this is being trapped in an offer. The Seven of Pentacles in the upright. The Eight of Swords in reverse. Excuse me. And the Four of Swords in reverse. Okay, so I distinctly heard a time to grow. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Tower. Definitely a time to grow. There is this sense of feeling trapped by your word, of creating something of your own making here. And again, this is in the past. Now, this is something that you were able to let go of and move through. But I feel very much like this is looking and seeing how something that happened back here created this specific result. And there was a tower moment where all things were removed so that a new foundation could start, so that a new offer, a new way of feeling something could very much be accepted and integrated. But it's a night energy, so it's something that is moving, but it's not mature yet. Let's look at this moon. Let's clarify the moon. We have the Chariot in reverse. So for some of you, there's the moon, for me, talks about Cancer as well, Cancer, Pisces for most readers. But the Chariot most certainly talks about the moon card. And there's a real sense here of trying to balance some really out of control emotions and energies here. So we have the Chariot in reverse, the Two of Pentacles in the upright. They have one more. And the Nine of Wands in reverse. So there's this aspect of not being able to fight something. But at the bottom of the deck, we have the Nine of Cups. So there really is this aspect of it's like this feeling of, I know what I want. And with this Two of Pentacles just underneath the moon, and the Chariot in reverse, and the Nine of Wands in reverse, just on the other side, it's like balancing this defeated, out of control emotion and being vulnerable, right? We have two nines here. Okay, so I don't know who this message is for necessarily, but you don't win at love, right? Love is something that you give, and whatever the other person does with it is entirely up to them. When you say I love you to someone, you are saying how you feel. It really has absolutely nothing to do with them. So there's this real aspect of like looking into the dark and saying, I want that that's on the other side. But there's just all of this trepidation around this. And there's a sense here of feeling extraordinarily wounded by something. Almost like being beaten down by fear. Okay, let's look at the Hierophant, shall we? Please clarify the Hierophant. Why is this the challenge? We have the Five of Pentacles in reverse, the Queen of Cups in the upright, sorry, being very tactile today. Well, that's a lot. So we have the Five of Pentacles, the Queen of Cups, the Hanged Man, the Tower, and the Seven of Wands. It's 5 cards. There's this idea that there's not enough love to go around. There's a real sense of commitment that you feel very stuck in, and there's this choice as to what do I sacrifice. Now, here's the crazy part of this. Whatever happens, if you make a choice, it almost doesn't matter what choice you make. It's important to make a choice. It's important to make a choice based in your own happiness, your needs, your wants. Because if you don't make a choice, it's going to be made for you. I also heard lackadaisical. For some of you, there's some sort of commitment that has to do with blood, love, but it's also a very codependent energy. There's almost like a psychic type of connection going on here. Now we have also the challenge is maturing in from the Knight to the Queen. There is a need here to choose what the heart wants. These two cards, the Tower and the Seven of Wands, this is about laying everything to waste except for the heart. Right? The heart is protected. I also feel like for some of you, there's a need here to surrender a sense of naivete. Like, there's a need to surrender a viewpoint of I don't want to call it childishness, but it's this very it's a childlike energy in that it's naive, but it's naive not from experience, it's naive by choice. For some of you, this is a commitment. For other people, this is very much about structures and traditions and the way things are supposed to be. This is also picking up a really hard masculine energy, almost like the authoritarian aspect of things. And that just made my left ear go bananas. I heard structure and water. Again, this perception is very much innocence isn't quite the right word. It's gullible. This talks very much about not wanting to take control, so continually pushing the control off to someone else. Because you don't want to be at fault. I see. Okay, that would explain why 5 cards. Okay, thank you. We have the Emperor. This is taking control. Let's clarify the Ace of Wands. The 4 of Cups in reverse. And the Page of Swords in the upright. At the bottom of the deck, we have the 6 of Cups. So, this is a whole new passion, right? So where this is a sense of masculinity, iron fist type of because I said, this is a masculinity that's based in experience, that's based in altruism. So that there's this offer here that is being taken and communicated very clearly about, and it could be with someone from your past. It's an air sign, young, or it could potentially be like someone who's very immature. But this is clean cut. Energy. This is these 2 cards together sparks a lot of curiosity. There's a sense here of beginning to explore an empire, of taking that control and exploring your own personal self-control. I'm also hearing that it's okay to say no, and it's okay to say yes. There's like the choice is yours, and it has very much to do with what is it that you want to create. There is a spark of passion here, and a letting go of lethargy. Let's clarify the Hanged Man. Thank you. We have the King of Cups in reverse. The Nine of Swords in the upright. And the Queen of Wands in reverse. Oh, that's interesting. Bottom of the deck, we have that Ace of Wands. This is staying put for fear of taking responsibility, taking emotional responsibility, of taking personal responsibility for what it is that you create. It's as though there's all of these thoughts that are binding you. Now, I mean, there are swords hanging there, and the hands are bound by rope. Swords can cut rope. There's this aspect of being able to set yourself free. Both in the Hanged Man and the Nine of Swords. But there's this perspective, this sacrifice, that this action that you're just not willing to take yet. Okay, so I'm going to pull a Magdalene card. Oh, I guess I'll name the signs. We have water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Cancer, Cancer in particular for me as a reader, Aquarius, Scorpio, Aries, air sign, Aquarius, Scorpio, and Aries. We have acceptance, beautiful card. We'll get a shaman card. or two. We have number 8, the circle, and number 21, the gatherer. That breaks down to a 3. We'll start with the Magdalene card. Usually I start with the shaman, but I don't know. Anyway, acceptance is the key word for you at the moment. You have the power to heal and bring balance to an area of your life that is causing you concern by accepting things as they are. Don't try to change that which is beyond your power to change. Focus instead on that which you do have power. You have power over the way you react to the events in your life. Adopting an accepting attitude will help you regain your sense of inner peace. There's no point worrying about something if worrying about it will make no difference. Believe that the forces of life are with you and not against you. Make the most of what you have instead of wishing you had more. However, acceptance does not mean that you need to give up on your dreams, hopes, or aspirations. Just know that there is a higher purpose to things and trust that all will work out for your highest good and for the highest good of all concerned. Very fitting. And we start with number 8, the circle. Unification, interconnectedness, and a sense of continuum is what this card implies. The circle reminds us we are all one, dancers in unified, continuous, inclusive circles. This card reminds us of the cycles of life and the evolving self, ever-changing and always connected. Human, spirit, nature, the cosmos, all intrinsically connected. When the circle appears, it reminds you that you are connected to everything and everyone, including to spirit. Spirit's essence beats in your heart and inspires you to co-create your world, knowing that you count, that you have purpose in this world. Imagine even a smile to a stranger can change the course of a life. When the circle invites you to dance in the sacred steps of life, know that your work, your love, your service brings greater value than you can know. Excuse me. Stay the course, keep dancing, and all will be well. It's funny, I actually read an angel number, and I can't remember what it was now, that said it was related to dancing. When the circle comes as your medicine, you are meant to come to an understanding of the importance of decay and letting go, the importance of dying to an old form and being reborn anew. If you are faced with the challenge of loss or disappointment, remember this. In the circle of life, nothing is ever wasted. Love will seek itself again. Prosperity will come from a new idea or opportunity, and spirit always waits for you to find your place in the dance again. That, my beautiful, beautiful Scorpios, is not the end. I almost forgot to read the next one. Sorry. I did that to someone in the last set of readings too. So, sorry to them if they're watching. Before we cultivated grains, we collected the wild bounty of nature. The gatherer finds abundant seeds, nuts, berries, and wild greens where the ordinary person sees only barren soil. The gatherer is the provider, the forager, and the gardener who collects roots and vegetables for the long winter when game is scarce. She does not hoard, trusting the bounty around her. The invitation. Look at the resources you already have close at hand. This is a time of abundance. Everything around you is ripe and ready for harvest. Banish the notions of scarcity that have limited your choices and colored your destiny. Pack your food for the winter and start with the low-hanging fruit that is all around you. The medicine. Do not wander too far afield in search of what Spirit has already provided. Practice paying it forward, being thankful in advance of receiving. If you are in a scarcity mindset, open your heart to look beyond current conditions, and you will find the bounty being offered to you. Practice sharing, not hoarding. Very nice. Very, very nice. Well, that was your reading. I do hope it was helpful. If it was, please hit the like and subscribe button. Have a happy birthday. And remember, I love you. Bye-bye.